Hello, Facebook Live. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Instagram. Hello, social media. Hello, everybody. My name is Alina Grayson. I'm a life and business coach, and today is day one of the Manifest Masterclass. This is a free masterclass. This is 2 days. This is going to be a masterpiece, and I'm so excited, and I'm seeing people hop on. So when you're hopping on, say hello. And if you're new to my world, introduce yourself. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I want to get to know you. We are going to have such an incredible, epic couple days. I have so much wisdom and geekiness to share with you guys. I can't wait. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Amanda. Oh no, I have to share this into my Facebook group. So just so you guys know, I am going to be doing this day one on my personal page, but it will be shared into my Facebook group. It's a free community. Oh my gosh, look at how many ladies are here. Amy, Katie, Lisa, Amanda. Hello, gorgeous Diane. I'm going to be sharing this into my Facebook group, and then it's going to go in the guide section because there'll be some homework, and then day two will only be in my Facebook group. It's free. We will put the handle at the bottom, me and my team, so you guys can get on there. I'm just going to share this right now. Hello, Kim. Hello, Donna. Hello, Becky. Hello. Oh, I'm so excited. And yeah, please let me know if you're new. I love meeting you guys. I love getting to know you guys. Thank you so much for tagging. And if this feels aligned and you love what we're going to be talking about today, and you feel like somebody should listen to this and hear this, I'd be so grateful if you share, and I will, hello Mary, hello, how many, I can't stay popping on, no worries. What I wanted to say to you guys too is I am going to be doing a draw, so I always have a beautiful energetic exchange. For those of you who share this video, for those of you who take a picture of this, hi, or you just share the graphic and you tag me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm Alina Grayson Coaching on Instagram. You guys obviously see me here on Facebook, and then I'm Alina Grayson on LinkedIn. Wherever you guys tag me, I'm going to be doing a draw. So for 3 people, first person who wins gets a free tuition to any of my programs, completely free. And then second and third place get 50% off, and you can use this towards bundles. So all you do, take a screenshot, share this video or the graphic, and then we're going to be doing this for a couple days, and the third day we'll do a draw. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Mary. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Jade. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Amanda. Oh my gosh, so many incredible people hopping on. I am so excited, guys. This conversation, like, we're going to geek out today. Like, I'm going to bring you guys facts. I'm going to give you guys experiments. I'm going to give you guys science. I'm going to riff my heart out. I love manifestation. I love talking about this. It's like one of my passions. So today, day one, we're really going to geek out. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of it. We're going to explain what it is, how to do it. I'm going to give you guys homework and tools and hacks and experiments so you guys can see that this stuff works. I'm going to give you guys actual scientific studies of how this works. And then day two, I'm going to take you to a next level. We're going to have some next level conversations on day 2. So both days are really, really important. Danielle, hello. Patricia, Danielle, thank you so much for tagging. You guys are incredible. If I'm missing you, I love you. There's so many people on live. I'm so grateful for all of you. So if I miss saying hi to you, I'll catch you in the comments. Sometimes when I start riffing and I start talking, I try not to look at the comments too much just so that I can like have the full download, because this is live. So I have things prepared for you guys, but I'm also open to the universe giving me wisdom, and whatever comes through is going to be magical. But both days are so important. Hello, Melissa, Danielle, thank you guys so much. So let's get started, okay? So I want to start with a quote that I freaking love. I actually wrote a post about it yesterday on Instagram and Facebook, and it was a quote by A Course in Miracles. And the quote goes like this: "This is not hard, but it is very different." Manifestation, the art of creating something from nothing, the art of attracting miracles, the art of using energetics and emotions and thoughts to create and attract things into our existence, like the art of trusting the unseen. Hello, Jen. Thank you so much for tagging, guys. So if you've been following me for a while, you guys very well know I don't do things in a very conventional way. I don't run my business in a logical way. And quite honestly, it kind of bugs some people. Sometimes my CPA is like, what is this? I don't get it. How are these numbers real? I'm like, I manifested them. So some people don't get it. It tends to bug some people, and that's okay, because the flip side of this, I know for those of you who get this and who are going to get it, you're going to love the way that I do life and business. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Kimberly. So many beautiful ladies. Hello, guys and gentlemen. So I don't have plans. I don't have this logical 1, 2, 3 step plan. 85% of everything I have and this business is energetic. Okay. Even my marketing, my branding is all about energetics. I'm all about, instead of chasing people or doing sales ads or cold messaging people or pushing people, or if you even notice my posts, instead of like selling in every post, I don't do any of that. I'm a big believer in attracting money, opportunities on podcasts, magazines. I'm big on manifesting clients. I don't work a lot of hours, like maybe 12-hour weeks, one-on-one client calls, group programs, and writing content, right? And then meeting with my team. I don't even have a website. We are doing that. We're doing a membership site. For those of you who don't like Facebook, I'm listening to you. So we are getting Kajabi. So now when people purchase my programs, you get a little membership and you get to go in there and do your thing. So you don't have to be on Facebook. So I am doing that. But up to now, I haven't had a Facebook. Don't use sales ads, funnels. And I'm consistently growing and thriving and manifesting mind-blowing things. Hello, Angie. Hello, Shelly. Thank you, guys. Hello, Digel. Hands up. If I missed you, I love you. Thank you for being here, right? So I love to manifest things into my life. I don't like to chase or push or force things. I love manifesting people, like opportunities. And even for like this business, like all my opportunities on podcasts, magazines, like all this stuff, like I just manifest it. I manifest the exposure. Right, so if you guys seen a couple days ago, I was featured in a published magazine, which is a big magazine in my industry for coaches. Like we got on the cover of the magazine that I'm in is Sahara Rose, which is like Deepak Chopra's protege who works with Oprah. Like, how is this happening? Like, this magazine is huge in the coaching industry. There's so many incredible women at 8 figures, 9 figures. Like, it's amazing, right? And I just feel like a little chicken nugget still being in year 3, but like, I want to expand you. This is possible for you in 3 years. And I want to teach you how to collapse time around it faster. Thank you, guys. Hello, Kayla. Melissa's so incredible, right? So, and I manifested this magazine thing. And I remember talking about this in a live a couple of years ago, because for 2 years I was like future pacing. I'm like, I am so excited. I'm going to be in a magazine. Like, I declared it, I aligned with it, and I detached from timing, which we'll talk about a little bit, because everybody always has all these like, you have to have a time on your goals. I'm all about like, hey, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen a year from now, 2 from years. Who cares? It's going to happen. And that's all that matters, right? So I'm so honored. I'm so excited. This is such an amazing time for all this to be happening. So you guys can be in the energy, right? And what's amazing is the more that I've manifested, the more I just feel like anything's possible. Like, wouldn't it be nice? Imagine if I'm on the cover of a magazine, a published magazine one day, or on a billboard, right? Or I have my show, like, or on stage with Tony Robbins. Like, anything is possible. And my hope at the end of this masterclass is that you guys put into practice the hacks, the tools, the experiments that I'm going to give you guys. And like, I have so much for you guys, right? I hope you guys put this in practice, try it out. And what my intention is that you eventually will message me and be like, oh my God, Alina, this shit works. Anything is possible. I'm so excited. And I'm going to be like, yes, I cannot wait. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I geek out. I geek out about this, right? So in the last 3 years, like, I manifested this multiple 6-figure business, like working a few hours a week. Like, I have 2 little girls, 4 kids now with my fiance, but I don't hustle. What I desire, and if you desire this kind of lifestyle, is like, I desire ease and flow and simplicity. And if it's hard, I'm going to prove it, right? I have manifested 6-figure launches. I've manifested countless of podcast interviews. I even did one with like Ken Walls, who had Victor Hansen, who is like the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. We had like Andy Frisella on there. And I'm like, how did I get on here? I'm just a chicken nugget. But here we are, because I believe. Like, I manifest. If you guys follow me, and anybody who follows me a lot, you guys know I'm manifesting like 4 or 5 6-leaf clovers like on the daily. I once heard somebody say, hey, if you believe they're everywhere, you'll find them everywhere. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this in a hypnosis. And I'm like, I'm going to find them. I find them everywhere. On my walk before this masterclass, I found one that was a 5-leaf and a 4-leaf. Literally, I'll have a thought about it. I'll look on the ground. There it is. Like, this stuff that happens in my life, like, I don't know how to tell some of the stories, because people think it's just so weird, but like, this stuff works. I manifested Adam, my incredible fiance, right? And that is an amazing story too, because my 5th round of doing my program, Magnetic Mind, it's the manifestation program I have, I just approached being single for a whole year. I was just like, I'm gonna work on my business. I have two little girls. Like I was a single mom in debt. Like I'm like, I need this to work. You know what I mean? I had the little two girls, so I didn't want to talk to men. I just wanted to heal, right? So I took a whole year off. I didn't talk to a man, didn't flirt, didn't even think about a man. And then one day on the end of that live at Magnetic Mind, I was like, guys, I'm feeling like I'm ready. Universe, I'm ready for the one. I want to meet my husband, and not no joke. And people who were on that live will tell you, like a week later, Adam swooped into my DMs, the first guy I ever talked to. Like we've been together ever since. We got engaged this summer. He's like my exact energetic match. Like the things that I wrote that I want in a relationship, to a T, is like that. It's so incredible. It sure does work. I remember you back in the beginning working on you to attract your man. See, Lisa was there. Lisa's been around for like literally since the beginning, and she's seen this evolution, and she knows I talk about this all the time. But what I want to say is, like, I'm gonna bring the science to the woo, because even though I'm a very spiritual person and I like definitely believe in magic and miracles, I've also been a very logical person. Like I like science. I like to be like, okay, well, can you kind of explain this to me? So that's why I'm gonna bring some science, because I know there's a lot of masculine energy ladies here, high achievers, and me telling you just to like, yeah, just sing kumbaya and cha-cha-cha, it will come to you. You're gonna be like, no, you need to give me some facts. So I'm gonna give you some facts. Plus, I want men to be into this too. Like Adam didn't understand what the hell I was doing for the longest time, and now he wakes up at 444, 555 all the time, and he manifests things all the time, and he gets it now. And after 2 years of dating me, he gets it, and it's so amazing. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys, because 3 years ago, in a few months now, I was a single mom of two, completely in debt, heartbroken. I had this small little 2-bedroom apartment. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I was like, I'm gonna start this coaching business. It's gonna work. I'm passionate about this. And then I hired all these business coaches who were like, you will never make 6 figures. You need 1,000 people on an email list, and you need a big podcast, and you need blah, 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 and hundreds of millions, thousands of followers, and big branding. I'm like, I have selfies, and I have $10,000. I just took out a loan to hire you to tell me this. But I'm gonna do this because I have a vision, and I showed up every single day. I did the unsexy shadow work. I rewired some things subconsciously. I believed, I aligned, and I did the stuff that I'm gonna teach you guys today, and here we are. I love life. It's amazing, and it's going to keep growing, and anything's possible. And if I can do it, you 1,000,000,000% can do it too. Nope, give me the good stuff, no fluff for me. Yeah. So we want some logic, right? So if you want your men to listen to this, tag him in here. Trust me, this is going to be amazing, because honestly, I'm a big believer. If your man can get on, if your partner can get on this plane here, we co-create. When we all co-create together, you guys can manifest so much faster. So I'm excited, okay? I want to help you guys along with whatever the heck it is that you want. When you believe, you will see, but some need to see before they believe. 100%. So this is why I'm going to give you guys some experiments to try and to do little small things, right? And I'll tell you, this is your first piece of homework. So in the guide section, I'm going to actually put all the experiments, and I'm going to give you guys some homework. But your first piece of homework is this, that the experiments that I give you, you are going to get a journal, and you're going to track your manifestations, okay? Because evidence creates more manifestations. Tracking your manifestations will build your manifestation muscle. The more that you start seeing evidence of things working, and you're actually tracking it and writing it down and giving gratitude, more please, thank you, universe, the more you're going to expand your subconscious, and the more you're going to believe that anything is possible. We want to start small. We want to track. Evidence creates manifestations, right? So I'll expand more on this in your first homework, but track your manifestations, okay? Because you already manifested a lot of things. So actually, maybe your first homework can be, before you do the experiments, why don't you write down of things that you've wished and they have happened out of nowhere? And make sure you give gratitude, because gratitude pulls more of this in, right? So track, celebrate, gratitude, and then you wish for something more and something bigger and bigger. And this is how we become powerful manifestors, because, and also track your synchronicities. You know how you guys start seeing synchronicities? You'll start seeing people talk about something, or you'll see angel numbers, or you'll see a sign, you'll be talking about a butterfly, and a butterfly will fly by. Synchronicities and coincidences, what this means is that the quantum field is working in your favor. Okay, and there's a little science behind this. We'll talk about the RAS a little bit, but this is also the universe being like, I'm manifesting, this is happening. Your synchronicities is the quantum field working in your favor. So also pay attention, okay? So I love geeking out about manifestation. I teach a lot of things. I'm a life coach and a business coach. I have programs on all kinds of things, but honestly, I'm always pulled to this stuff. the quantum field and energetics and magic and miracles. Like, I love this stuff. Hello, beautiful yarn. Hello, I'm Milda. Hello, 111. A lot ready. Yes, yes, right? So, I love obsessing and manifesting, and I love geeking out on this stuff. And I love sharing this with people because honestly, I truly believe if everybody starts to step in their personal power, takes radical responsibility, and really understands the power of their mind, the power of their energy, that they can create things, that we're not these victimless little, victims that have no power. But if everybody understands their power to create anything that they want, this world will change, right? And we already know in this world right now, like there's a spiritual war happening right now because people are waking up and they know how powerful we are, and there are people at the top that are like, no, we don't want you to know that you can manifest anything. But the world would change the more of us share this, right? And more of us know about this. Hearts, hello, Jennifer, right? So most of the world, unfortunately, is stuck in the old paradigm of outdated belief systems, right? About how the world works, right? And think a lot of what I'm going to talk about is so woo, even though I'm going to bring science to it. They're going to be like, this is woo, right? But we know the world is waking up. And the more of us start sharing evidence, and this is what I want, this is what I desire from you guys. When you guys manifest things, share in the group, share in the guide section, because the more we see evidence of us doing this, the more it's going to help everybody think that this is like possible, and the more they're going to start manifesting, right? So evidence creates manifestations, and sharing our evidence that this stuff works, guys, is how we birth a new paradigm. Because a lot of people want to keep fighting the old dinosaurs and like, no, there's a new way, we could do this, we can manifest, and the old dinosaurs are like, no, you have to work hard. Yeah, we try to fight the system. Don't fight the system. Create evidence. Be the evidence to show people what's actually possible. And then the more that it's impossible becomes possible, then we all just naturally start manifesting. My BF is like that, LOL. Yeah, I know. But this is why you be evidence of how much this works, right? So let's dive into all the things manifestation and quantum field. And by the way, this is, again, for those of you hopping on, just day one. Day two is going to be just as important, okay? And if you want to enter the draw to get a free program or win 50% off any of my programs or masterclasses, take a picture of this, share this video, and you'll be entered, because I know a lot of people are hopping on. Thank you so much, Angie, for sharing. You guys are incredible, okay? So you guys know there's so much stuff about manifestation. Like, you can find tons of programs on it, books, podcasts, blogs. There's even documentaries on it, right? And honestly, a lot of people, and I see a lot of people consume this stuff, and they have all these different modalities and teachings. And again, a lot of people come to me and they'll say, I've hired people to learn about this. I do these modalities. I'm putting crystals in my bra, cha-cha-cha. Like, I'm, chanting to the moon. It's like, I can't manifest what I want. What is going on? Do you want to know what the truth is really about why people are doing this stuff but they're not manifesting what they want? Is honestly, they don't actually believe. This is the truth. Not fully. They don't believe fully, okay? A lot of us say we believe, right? We actually see people doing it. We're like, we're writing down our desires, right? But then we don't know how to actually stay in energetic alignment. Like, not even for a minute. An energetic alignment is your beliefs, your thoughts, your energy are all in alignment. And when you got to take aligned action, that action's in alignment. And you trust the timing. Literally, the mindset for manifestation is, I believe no matter what. I'm detached from time. I believe no matter what. My feelings, my thoughts, and my beliefs are aligned that this is going to happen. But most of us, we play the energetic cha-cha all the time with the universe. We're like, okay, I want this. We on one hand, we pray that things work out, and on the other hand, we worry that they don't. We imagine and visualize our manifestations and their outcome, and at the same time, we think this is a bunch of baloney, that affirmations and visualizing is a bunch of BS. We say that we want to be rich, but at the same time, we think rich people are really greedy and evil, right? We say that we're committed to our partner, at the same time, we wonder if they're going to leave, right? We play this energetic cha-cha. We launch a program. We're so excited. We're like, this is going to be such a successful launch, a 6-figure launch. And then a couple of hours later, 2 people only liked your post and no one bought, and all of a sudden you're like, it's a flop, it's over. Like, I suck. You can't say even energetic alignment for 2 hours. We declare I'm going to have a 6-figure a year, right? And then we have one bad month, and then we ghost everyone and disappear. We believe we're going to do great things. We're going to join a mastermind with these high-level female leaders. And as soon as we get into the masterclass, we get in the mastermind, we get triggered and we realize people in there do way more than us and they're prettier and smarter and more successful. So we shrink and stay small and we tell ourselves that we're not good enough, that we don't belong. We say we believe, we say that we're ready to be visible online, and then we're scared to go live about our offers or talk about them on our personal page because who knows if Derek from high school will see us and judge us, right? We don't feel good enough. So it's like, you can't do both. The universe doesn't know what the heck you want. You know, we say we believe that we can have the most incredible, mind-blowing romantic relationship with a man, but on the other hand, we also believe that men are cheaters, right? We say we believe in manifestation, but then we think it's a bunch of baloney, right? It's like we say we believe, but we actually don't fully. We don't know how to stay in energetic alignment. You know, we don't, okay? And alignment, again, okay, is I believe no matter what. I'm thinking about it, I'm believing it, I'm walking in alignment with it. Whether there's evidence or not, whether their circumstances get worse, I still believe in my dreams and my vision. I stay in alignment. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it looks impossible. I believe no matter what. You got to trust no matter what. And this is the hardest thing on the planet. How do you believe in things that you have no evidence of? How does one believe in things that we can't see? How do we believe when everything starts becoming a shit show? Have you ever found when you start manifesting things, all things start breaking down, like circumstances aren't working? Like, how do you believe when things are taking a long time, right? So today's day one, the goal is that we're going to geek out. And we're going to go through some experiments. And we're going to talk about some studies and some facts. I'm going to share my personal things, right? Thank you for sharing, guys. So that we can manifest all the things that we want, right? And again, we got to track, because the more evidence we have, the more that we're going to collapse time around how fast and how big things can feel possible to us, because evidence does create manifestation. And my intention is for you is that you're going to unlock some magic trying out these experiments, okay? And then what it's going to do if you track it is you're going to grow your manifestation muscle. You're going to strengthen your belief that you, with your personal power, can change things and attract things and create things out of nowhere, okay? Thank you. I'm sad to have to go teach my 6 hour. I can't wait to continue later. No worries, Melissa. Thank you for joining. I love you, okay? And the more evidence that you have that your thoughts and feelings create things, the more you're going to manifest, right? Because again, when we don't believe, that's why we don't attract it. So we want to start small, okay? We want to be believing like from the top of our head to the tips of our toes, okay? So we're going to create some evidence in this class. Now, I want to repeat this course, A Course in Miracles, okay? This is not hard, but it is very, very different, okay? Manifesting is not hard, okay? But it's different than anything that you have ever been taught growing up. Like so different, okay? Love all this. Oh, I'm so happy, okay? So if you are super new to this conversation about the quantum field, like this is gonna feel really different to you, okay? And if you guys are on here and you know so much about manifestation, we need these reminders all the time. There's a reason I teach this stuff all the time, because it continues to expand my subconscious. The more I believe, the more that I keep manifesting. And we need to keep reminding ourselves, even if we've manifested wild, unpredictable magic and we understand manifestation, we need to constantly have these conversations, guys. We constantly need to be in these conversations, because no matter how mentally strong we are, at every turn, have you realized the world is trying to suck you back into the matrix, the old paradigm? And what a paradigm is, what this word means, is like where a bunch of people have decided, that society have agreed majoritively that this is the way life is, this is the way things are, and then a bunch of people were like, okay, let's go with that. We'll agree with these belief systems. Okay, that's a paradigm, okay? The old paradigm is still rooted in the old belief system that life is hard, that earth is some sort of boot camp for heaven, that the more you struggle and the more that you sacrifice, the more that you're going to make it to heaven and be rewarded, right? That you have to work really, really hard to make a lot of money. The old paradigm tells you there's not enough to go around, okay? The old paradigm tells you you got to be beautiful and charismatic and super smart, or you won't be successful. The old paradigm tells you you need to be so super educated if you want to be super duper rich and super successful. The old paradigm tells you if you don't have a good education, you're pretty much not going anywhere in life. You're definitely not going to be a multi-millionaire, okay? They tell you even in high school, how many of you guys were not really good at math? They tell you in high school, if you're not good at math, you're basically worthless. Like, you're not smart. You're not going to really be rich or successful in life, right? Yeah. What else does the old paradigm tell us? The old paradigm tells us that genes and your family's health and their weight is going to determine your genes and your health. No, not at all, because epigenetics already proves that our environment and our mind is actually what changes our genes, okay? And there's so many people who have left families that were obese and become looking like supermodels, right? Because they don't believe in the system that tells you your genes play out everything for you. That is actually not true. Your cells actually listen to you, and you can completely change that. Yeah, I'll get more into this. Great info, thank you. No problem. Hello, Patrick, right? What else does the old paradigm tell us? Yeah, you got to grind, you got to hustle. You got to work 9 to 5, pay bills, then you just retire when you're 60 and die. That's what the paradigm tells you. This is what life is, right? They tell you you can't have it all. The paradigm that we live in is like the struggle to meet ends. That's the paradigm. The struggle to meet ends paradigm is what the world mostly lives in, right? That it's got to be hard, and even, and I come from a Catholic background, but even organized religion paradigms will tell you that if you struggle and you sacrifice and you don't ask for too much, you're going to be rewarded. You're a good person. If you ask for too much, though, you're greedy and really bad, right? And it's sad because the old paradigm that a lot of people are stuck in is so outdated. It's rooted in lack and limitations, and most of it is because of control. And then there's us. Hi. Where I understand personal power, that I can create anything with my mind and my thoughts, that I actually can attract things and create things from nothing, that I can attract the things that I want, that magic and miracles exist, that people can heal themselves from stage 4 cancer, that people can change their genes. I believe we are not limited. I believe that things get to be easy because us, and I know that you're on here, a lot of you, like, I'm screaming no at my phone. Hello, beautiful at work. No problem, Amanda. Right? Like, we understand manifestation. We understand energetics. We understand personal power. And it hasn't been easy for us to break out of these generationally coded, outdated paradigms. Because literally, if you turn on the TV and turn on the news, the media will start brainwashing you back into the lack and limitations of the world, right? And then we also have, like, some of our grandparents, and there's dinosaurs, and and there's, some of your parents and your elders are like, what are you talking about? You try to go to your grandpa, hey, grandpa, I know you're all about work hard, get a big education, but let me tell you how I manifested clients with my thoughts and my emotions and desires. And you start telling him, and he's just like, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this a pyramid scheme? Like, you go back to school, you work hard, okay? Go get a real job. What are you talking about, right? Right? You start telling your dad about the quantum physics, right? And you're like, it's been proven, Dad, that everything we look at is impacted by us. Like, when you observe an atom, it actually changes. It's actually called the observer effect. Quantum physicists have proved this. Atoms change when we look at them with our intentions. So we can actually change things. And then he's just like, can you just keep studying in school, get your university degree, work really hard, 9 to 5, get married, be safe, get your predictable income, pay your bills, and then die safely. You know what I mean? Like, can you stop with this gibberish, right? But it's like, Dad, manifestation's real. I don't gotta work hard. I can attract things. I can have massive months and attract all these things, right? Haha, oh, Grandpa, we all have one. Yes, we do. They're here and they're alive and they're telling you this is not the way. And then you turn on the news and the media and people are controlling you, right? And you're like, Dad, Grandpa, my thoughts, they send out an electrical charge in the quantum field. Like, this is real. This is also real. And my feelings create a magnetic charge and I pull things in, right? How I think and how I feel creates this electromagnetic energy. See, I get excited, by the way, and I start tripping over my words, so just get ready for that, okay? But then you start telling him, right, like, my thoughts and my feelings create this electromagnetic charge, and it influences atoms around me, right? And he's just like, Can you stop with this? Okay. And then you're like, Dad, let me show these entrepreneurs. They don't have websites. They're making 6 figures, $1 million months. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even have a website. And they're like, is this a pyramid scheme? Like, what is this? It's magic money. It's magic money, right? Here's the thing, guys. Like, don't fight with these people. Just love them, okay? Stop watching the news. We already know that, okay? Stop listening to people who don't get it, and stop trying to convince them, because the old paradigm is still here. But what we get to do instead of fight the old paradigm is we're going to create evidence of a new paradigm, and this paradigm is going to become stronger, because the more of us do this, the more of us talk about this, the more of us share evidence, everybody's going to be in this new paradigm, and the world is going to change. Oh my God, I'm dying, right? You guys get it. Y'all get it. I know, right? So I'm also not doing this masterclass to convince you of anything. But what I desire for you is that you tap into some personal power. And if you're really interested in this, try these experiments that I suggest in here. And then I would love for you to track them and share with us. Because when you share your evidence, you become an expander. And expanders are people who are doing things that have been unpredictable, and they're doing them, and they're showing people what's possible. Because evidence is what actually changes paradigms. We don't have to fight the old. We just need to be the evidence. And we just need to keep walking in alignment and getting other people to share their evidence, okay? So we don't need to fight the old paradigm. We don't need to fight the dinosaurs. We don't need to try to convince grandpa, okay? He's wired, he's programmed a certain way. It doesn't mean he can't change, but until he chooses, don't convince them. Let's become evidence. When more of us do this, we make this mainstream. And then things that were unpredictable become predictable for the world, because evidence changes paradigms. So true, right? I don't convince people of anything. I just do it. I become evidence. I share my stories. Most of my social media is sharing things that I manifest. I'm not convincing of anybody, but I want to expand people. I want to be one of those people that helps change this paradigm. I feel like it's been in my soul since I was born, because I've never felt like I fit in, and I was always looking outside the class, daydreaming of something more, right? By the way, let me know, show of hands, who else was also into like paranormal things when they were little? Yeah, that's a sign that you were definitely here for spiritual things, okay? So it has become more and more possible that we are creating things from nothing. Women right now are accessing wealth at hyperspeed, okay? 6 figures, 7 figures, 8-figure businesses created from energetics and trust. We're doing business completely unconventional, where CPAs are like, is this a business joke? What is this? What is happening here? I don't know. It's magic and miracles, right? So people are freeing themselves from family genes and paradigms, okay? Like, we're making things possible and predictable. And this is how the world is going to change. So let's keep doing that. Don't fight the dinosaurs. Be the evidence of a new paradigm. Me, I'm a gatekeeper apparently. Yes, me too. I've been told the same thing. But evidence creates paradigms. Expanders create paradigms. Evidence creates more manifestations, right? And so even if you are rock hard strong in this, at every turn, people will try to suck you back into the matrix, and we're like, we ain't going there, okay? We're going to stay in conversations like this. This is why things like this, masterclasses like this, and hanging around with people who are also in these conversations is so important for you, right? Okay, so there are people that are still in the old paradigm, that believe in the hustle and the grind, okay? They believe that hustle works because we have evidence of that. That's why people get stuck in the hustle, is because when I hustle, I get evidence. So they have a hard time leaning back and trusting energetics, right? But you don't have to work hard. You don't. You don't need to be super smart. You don't need to be charismatic. You don't need to have a big fancy schmancy education, especially in this time. Social media, like, people, like kids are starting YouTube channels and becoming millionaires, okay? Like, it has never been more accessible for us to make our own wealth the way that we want to do it. So you don't need to be educated and super smart, and you don't need to work hard. But what you do need, and we're going to talk more about this in day 2, is you need to be brave. You need to be willing to do things different than what you've been told to do. You need to start having a different perspective. So true. You can't convince. My family has been open to many visions and things in recent months, and I thought it was crazy. Yeah, and that's why even in my family, like, just watch. And they're like, oh my God, right? Like, I don't explain it. I just show the evidence. So keep your mind open, keep your heart open, because 95% of your subconscious thought, like 95% of your thoughts, and we have like about 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, and you're not aware of them. You think you are, but you're not. And unfortunately, 95% of the thoughts that you're having, and the beliefs and the patterns that you have, and the habits and your defense mechanisms and responses are not yours. You pick them up since you were little by watching other people, right? Because when we were little kids, we're in a state of theta. So the way that humans learn is that from 0 to 7, you're in a stage of theta, which is subconscious. You're walking around a subconscious mind, literally just picking up what people think. Okay, you believe that, I believe that. Money's hard, okay, mom. Rich people are greedy, okay, mom, I get it, right? Like, this is how you deal with your emotions, stomping off from dad, okay, that, I guess this is how we do it, right? So 95% of you, it's not things you chose to be, right? And when we're not aware of 90% of our thoughts, like, this is why we're attracting the reality that we have. So it is important to be patient, because we do have to do a lot of unlearning and then creating a new pattern of thinking. But this is so possible to do quickly, because one of my belief systems is also like, hey, it gets to be easy, it gets to be fun, and then it gets to be fast, because why not, right? So training the mind is kind of like training a puppy, okay? You gotta keep taking that puppy outside and pointing out the beauty and the abundance and the quantum realm and the truth. Because often we don't see the abundance that's available to us, because the world keeps brainwashing us to the default setting of scarcity and limitations and lack, which it defines as normal. Like I said, you turn on the news, what do you see? Death, earthquakes, recessions, disease, lack, limitations, floods, like, right? Like, most of us are so wired that we actually don't believe there's enough. If there's this many people making that much money, we can't be there. If there's already this many coaches, we can't do it. It's a bunch of bullshit. Stop listening to that. And truly, there will never be enough wealthy, successful women, heart-led women on this earth. There will never be enough coaches. We need more of them. So if you have a calling for that, step into that, because this is what we need more. Collapsing time. I love this. You're amazing. I'm so excited to learn more. Yes. We have so many things to talk about, right? So here's the thing, right? So everywhere you turn, people will try to get you back into the paradigm of scarcity and lack, okay? Like the news. And this is something I want you to start bringing awareness to your life, okay? Because most of us are so wired to believe that there's not enough, that the first thing most people do when they wake up in the morning is say things like, I didn't get enough sleep. Right away, do you know that you start vibrating at lack? Okay? And then we get up out of bed and we're like, I don't have time to get ready. There's never enough time, and everything starts to go downhill. You're just vibrating at lack, okay? I never have time. There's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day. My paycheck isn't enough. Weekends are not long enough. Like, most of the time, you're not even aware of it, is we're spending our energy in lack and worrying and complaining. I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. There's not enough followers. I don't have enough money. There's not enough time. Like, lack. And you're trying to create more and abundance from that state. It does not work, okay? But it's not your fault again. This is the default of the world, okay? It is so heavily ingrained in our subconscious the moment that we're born that there is lack. We are literally all captives of a story. We unfortunately picked up the wrong script, and now we got to get rid of this script and rewire and rewrite a new one. So my intention for this masterclass is that really I want to release you from the imprisonment of the illusions of the world, the matrix, okay? And the best thing about this is that you don't really have to change your behaviors. All you have to change is the way that you think. You change the way you think, you start changing your emotions and energy, you start changing your habits and the actions you take, and then everything starts to shift. Ready to train my puppy. Yeah, gotta bring that puppy out there and be like, look, abundance, look, truth, right here, right? So you don't gotta work hard at this. You don't have to be smart. You don't even have to get it. Just put these experiments into practice. Be brave and be willing to do things different, because most of what you've been doing, it is a subconscious pattern, right? So let's dive into this, okay? Because we're already at 150. Like, what is happening over here? Yes. I'm ready. Yes. Okay. So first of all, like, what do you want? What do you want? What's that movie? Notebook. What do you want? Okay, what do you want? Seriously. Like, for real, have you thought about this? Okay, do you actually think about what you want? Have you ever sat down, and let me know in the comments, and grabbed a journal and wrote out, what do I want? Like, what do I want to become? What do I want to have? What sort of experiences do I want to have? What kind of relationship do I want to have? What kind of body do I want to have? What kind of trips do I want to take? How do I want my bank account to look like? Have you ever sat down and wrote and thought about what I want my life to look like 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 3, 4, 5 years from now? Who do you want to become? What's your vision? Like, do you want to be legendary? Like, what do you want to achieve? Have you thought about this? Right? Because the first step is like, we got to know what the heck we want, right? Like, we got to write things down, right? And like I said, we're growing our manifestation muscle. So yes, I'm going to tell you to dream big ass, crazy, unpredictable dreams. But when you start, I want you to start small, okay? I want you to start thinking about things that feel possible to you, okay? Because we have to energetically align. If something feels like in your body, I don't think so, scale down a little bit. What feels kind of possible to you? Okay? Because there's two ways we do manifest. We manifest one way that's completely energetic. It's called attracting miracles. Okay? And I'll talk about this in a second. But the other way that we manifest, it is a co-creation. Like, you got to know what you want. You got to put it out there. And then you're going to get little nudges and signs and actions to take. And then the universe goes. The way that I look at it is like you're playing chess with the universe. Right? And the other way is like, energetically, you get to just think of something, put out a vision to the universe. I'm going to have to read this like Scorpion Moon. Hello, Desiree. Okay, here's the first way. So one way we manifest is completely energetic. This is just manifesting miracles, okay? So everything around you is potential energy, okay? Like the whole world, this, my arm, you break it down, it's all atoms, quarks, okay? It's all vibrating, right? So even the air around you, this is the quantum field, okay? And all you have to do once in a while, and this is really important that you understand this, is you got to be in a really good mood, okay? We got to be in the energy of like, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling high vibe. And once in a while, close your eyes and just wish something, okay? Just put a little seed out into the quantum field, okay? Like completely detached, like you're planting seeds and you're just trusting that a miracle could happen. I'm just like, universe, I desire $1 million a month. You just put it out there, right? Like imagine if I have $1 million day one day. Imagine if I become a world-renowned leader. Imagine if I'm on stage with Tony Robbins and like Oprah, and Oprah interviews me, right? Like imagine if one day I'm on a billboard or a cover of a magazine. Like you just put it out there and you're excited and you're happy and you leave it and you let it go and you don't touch it, okay? Because you just planting seeds, okay? Because why not? And also, if you think about it, there are probably so many things in your life that you desired something one day. Like was it 5 years ago? It's like, oh my gosh, I truly one day just want to go to like on an amazing vacation to Greece, Croatia, and Italy. I wrote this down and I was trying to find my journal because I do keep my journals because I love looking back at all the things I desired and being like, check, check, check. It's so freaking cool to see. But I wrote those 3 things down and this summer I went, right? I just put it out there. I didn't think about it. I let it go. It's completely detached. Okay? And the reason that miracles work is because your energy is pure. You're not sitting there like, oh, but it'll never happen. How is this going to happen? How? You just let it go. It's just like you're in a good vibe and you just put something out there. Imagine if I just retired my mom and you just let it go and that's it. You don't mess with it. You don't ask how. You let it go, completely detached. And you just trust. Why not? Why not do this? This is why if you guys follow me on Instagram, like I'll snapshot like whenever I catch angel numbers and I'll write make a wish. You ever find that around your birthday and around New Year's is usually when people start thinking about things they want and make wishes, and then that's the time that they actually manifest things? Yeah, because it's the only time people actually sit down and make a wish. You blow out your birthday candle, you make a wish, ends up happening. You finally sit down and you want New Year's resolutions, and that's the time that manifestations usually happen, because it's like none of us actually make wishes. How about I trust that you guys, every time you see an angel number, close your eyes and make a wish and just put it out there? Why not? Because why not? Okay? And you're completely in alignment because you're not asking about how. You're not getting into unworthiness. There's no weird energy. You're excited. You plant a seed in the universe and you lean back and trust. Don't touch it. Okay? Flirt with the universe. Flirt with it all the time whenever you're excited, because why not? That's actually how I manifested Tesla. Years ago, I even printed my Tesla with all the configurations, and now I drive it. Sometimes I forget it was also a manifestation. Gratitude. Yes, this is why, like I said at the beginning of this masterclass, for those of you who have already manifested wild things, make it a priority today. Write gratitude for all the things you manifest. So just do it. This is how we hyperspeed and track more of that. Plus, again, when you start writing, and so I love checking off things in my journal when I've declared things, Because I'm like, oh my God, anything's possible. The more you believe in this, guys, the more you believe anything's possible. And guess what? Energetic alignment is like you got to believe in it, and then things just start happening at hyperspeed. Okay, so that, like, go and write out all the things you manifested. Trust me, this is gonna be good. Give gratitude to it. So step one, flirt with the universe. You're happy, you're having a good day. Close your eyes, throw something out there, tell your husband, imagine if one day we're getting married in Santorini, Greece, and put it out there, okay? And I do this on lives all the time because I felt like, seriously, it always helps me manifest too. So if you are an entrepreneur and you do lives, once in a while plant seeds on your lives, you co-create with other people. When they hear it, they're thinking about it, you're putting out signals. I swear to God, this works, okay? I manifest, and I'm so grateful for the Quantum League experience. 10 times my community, my business. Yes, Lisa, more please, right? So now, the other way that we manifest is through co-creation, okay? So there are things that you desire that you feel are possible. You want a relationship, right? You want to increase your following. You want to go from a 5K to a 10K month, right? And so there are actions you take. You're co-creating with the universe. So even if, like, think about this, like, for those of you who want to win the lottery, that's still a co-creation. Like, you still have to take action. You got to go to the store and buy a lottery ticket. You go first, then you wait for the universe to respond to you, right? And you lean back and you receive, right? So if you desire a wait list of one-on-one clients, like, there's still action to take. Like, even in entrepreneurship, like, I'm not sitting here just visualizing clients coming to me and trusting in that. There are still actions I'm taking. I'm not chasing people, but I'm marketing. I'm creating offers. You know what I mean? I'm creating branding. But then I lean back and I trust that the people that are aligned to come to me will come. And then the universe sends them to me, okay? But I don't chase anybody. But there are still actions I take, right? So if you desire to marry the man of your dreams, there are still things you have to do. The first thing you want to do is join my program, Goddess Code, so you can learn how to be a magnetic, sexy woman that magnetizes all the things to her, right? But seriously, if you want to attract a man, you're not still sitting around just visualizing a man to come to you. You got to get in your feminine energy. You got to understand feminine energetics. You got to practice self-care, right? And then, you put it out there, and then all of a sudden your friend's like, hey, do you want to go to this event that I'm going to, blah, blah, blah. You go, because then you go, and all of a sudden you meet the man of your dreams, right? So there is co-creation. You ask for things, you wait for a nudge, you wait for a sign, there's an aligned action, and you go. We're playing chess with the universe, right? So let's say you desire more exposure in your business. Like, universe, I desire more exposure, more network exposure, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you get invited to a summit or a podcast. So then now your turn to take action. Okay, we're playing chess with the universe. You go, the universe goes. You go, the universe goes. And then miracles, you just open and ready to receive whenever they come, because they will come whenever it's meant to come. You're detached from timing, right? You want something, the universe is going to send you something, and then you go back and forth. I highly recommend Goddess Code. Oh, I'm so happy. I love that program. It is why I am the way I am. It's magical, and we're going to talk about that because it's going to be the next launch. So before we even dive into the tools and experiments, okay, start with small things, okay? So when I talk about energetic alignment, like, you gotta feel that it's possible for you, right? So that's why, like, if you've only made like 2K in your business, and you're trying to manifest a 7-figure year, like, you're deep down, that you don't feel like that's true. If you do, that's incredible. For most of us, like, it doesn't feel possible yet, right? So if you only made 2K in your business, what you want to manifest is, like, what feels more possible? A 5K, maybe a 10K. Like, yeah, 10K, that's possible. Like, yeah, a bunch of people can sign up today. Somebody could send me money too, right? Right? Because you got to get your energy behind it. It's got to feel in your body that it is at least possible. And that's why I'm saying, like, the more you start tracking things, you start small, you track it, you see it, that manifestation muscle is going to grow. And then when you ask for a big thing, you're energetically going to align with it, because you're like, I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and this, and this, and this. Of course, I'm ready for a 7-figure year. I'm aligned with it, right? So it's got to feel possible. You got to believe no matter what, right? So start with something small. This will help your manifestation muscle grow, okay? Track Track, okay? This is so, so important. Evidence will create more manifestations. And not just track, but make sure you're like, oh, I'm so excited, thank you, universe, more please, give gratitude. Gratitude is like the frequency of manifestation. It's like, more please, universe, thank you, okay? So once you start manifesting small little things like a coffee, like one new person coming into your life, right? You also want to start paying attention to those synchronicities. You start seeing angel numbers, signs, right? Like, those moments where you think about someone, all of a sudden they text you or they call you, like you are witnessing in that moment, the quantum field is working for you. Keep paying attention to these things, okay? The more you believe, the more you manifest, okay? So then once you start manifesting little things, then you want to start scaling a little bit bigger and bigger. Okay, 10K, 50K, 6-figure month, 7-figure month, right? And you want to just keep doing like this, okay? Building evidence is how you're going to manifest more of this stuff, okay? Your beliefs have to be, this is possible. Like I believe, like now that I've been published in a magazine, like for sure it's possible I'll be on the cover of one day or a billboard. Like I feel it to my core. Like of course it is. If I keep doing what I got to do and I keep aligning with it, I'm detached from timing, it's going to happen, right? So if you take this seriously, at the end of this, you will also be a believer. And it'll be so easy to align with bigger and bigger things. Manifestation, again, it only works when you believe with your whole being that it's possible for you. Like you got to be in alignment. And this does take personal power, which is like no matter what happens, I believe I can have this. This is the mindset of a powerful manifestor. Not circumstantial power where you only believe in things because it's easy and you feel good and you have evidence things are working, right? Because there's two different powers that people have. Some people have personal power, some people only have circumstantial power, where they only believe that the circumstances are in their favor, right? No matter what power is, I believe no matter what, I'm aligned to this. I'm walking towards my desires. I'm thinking about it. I'm visualizing, even if my life is a shit show right now, even if things are not working. And circumstantial power is like if you only believe when it is easy. Like seriously, we live in the craziest time right now, and we all decide to come to it in this time because it's magical and amazing, even though I know it's a little difficult too. But right now, you can start a business and make magic money because you just decide to. It's never been easier to do that. Little kids are becoming millionaires on YouTube and TikTok, okay? With social media at our fingertips, like it has never been easier to start a business because you decide to and make magic money. Unless you are the kind of person that only has circumstantial power, where you say things like, yeah, I believe I could be a 7-figure entrepreneur as long as there's no recession, as long as the algorithm hasn't changed, as long as I have evidence people are going to buy. That's all circumstantial power. You do not believe. I was in last year's gospel mess invitation to congratulate you. That's amazing. Yeah, right? So I hear people say stuff like this all the time, but Alina, I am aligned. I'm positive. I'm doing affirmations. I'm putting crystals in my bra. I'm chanting I'm jumping around on my trampoline. I do affirmations. I say all the right things. I'm so positive. I'm so strong. But how do you stay aligned when there's a recession and there's a war? You're not aligned, okay? Because if you're saying all the stuff, but you're but you're not aligned, and that's why it's not working. You only have circumstantial power. Anytime you say, I believe, I am doing affirmations, but, okay, but, or sometimes it's hard, you don't believe. You're not aligned. Alignment is, I believe no matter what. I feel it. I keep taking aligned action. I believe it. I feel it. I visualize it. I think about it. I'm putting it out there. I believe no matter what. This is the first code. You gotta believe no matter what. Walt Disney, okay, he had personal power. He created the Disney brand because he believed no matter what. He had this big vision. He had a desire for Disney. And then he kept taking action. It was denied 33 times by banks. Guess what? He still believed. He got up every single day, rejected the 10th time, 11th time, 12th time, 13th time, 27th time. No. Every single bank kept saying no. People thought he was crazy. And he still believed, even though he got 33 no's. He stayed in alignment. He believed. He thought about it. He visualized it. He thought about Disney and Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck His emotions were behind it. He held the vision for Disney no matter what. His desire, his vision, his thoughts were bigger than anything else. And after the 33rd no, he finally got his loan for the banks. A lot of people don't have, no matter what I believe, it's all circumstantial. They only believe when it's easy. They only believe when people are cheering for them and giving them evidence. Like, we need to believe no matter what. So I'm going to talk. Theodore says, how do we not get disappointed about manifestation gets hard? So tomorrow is a big piece of this. We're going to talk about energetics, emotions. We're going to talk about fear. We're going to talk about your biggest energetic blocks. We're going to talk about polarity. We're going to talk about disappointment. So Theodore, I got you for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big, big piece. Today we're going through basically like the sequence, the experiments, the science behind it. Tomorrow, we're going to take this to a next level. So both are really important, okay? So just hold that question. I got you for tomorrow, okay? So you got to believe no matter what, okay? Tell me right now in the comments, would you guys continue to hold the vision for Disney if you got 33 no's in a row and you went 33 times to make a presentation in front of a bunch of banks? Would you? Would you? J.K. Rowling, billionaire author who was a single mom in debt, depressed with children. Like, she's the author of Harry Potter. She got rejected 13 times. And she talks about her story. And she said, I kept holding the vision. I kept believing no matter what. Even when the circumstances were bad, even though I was getting rejected. Tell me in the comments, would you stay aligned with the vision of having your best-selling book, Harry Potter? Would you hold that vision, that possibility, if you were in debt, single mom, depressed, and had 13 rejections? Right? Oprah was told over and over and over again she would never become a public figure. She would never be on TV. But she believed and she held the vision, and she also talks about manifestation all the time. Whoopi Goldberg, I actually was reading about her the other day, and she talks about manifesting all the time. She was also a single mom, broke. She was told she would never be on TV or rich. Now look at her. And she kept saying, no matter what the circumstances were, I believed no matter what. I held the vision. I desired this. And I kept just waiting for my divine timing. Her vision and desire were bigger than the circumstances. Believing in your dreams and your desires no matter what, like, that's your self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, another amazing story. Barbra Streisand. I also read a book about her too. She dreamed about being on Broadway, on TV, but she actually did not have a good voice. And she was told she looked unconventional, her nose was the wrong way, she would never make it in Hollywood. But Barbra Streisand, who also talks about manifesting, she's like, I desired it. I desired it so much that she's like, I manipulated the circumstances through the only way that I could by manifesting the most powerful voice, which led to my stardom, which led to me being on Broadway and eventually the movies. She says this. She says she manifested the most incredible voice because, of course, your cells listen to you. You can change your body with your thoughts. Like, this gives me goosebumps, okay? Let's talk about Jesus for a second. And I'm Catholic, but I'm more spiritual now. I don't believe in organized religion, but Jesus, he walked on water, because 1,000% his thoughts and beliefs said that he could. He had no doubt whatsoever. And he said in the Bible, you and me are brothers and sisters. We're all children of God, children of Source. We're equal. We have these powers too. For me, Jesus was a spiritual leader. He came down to teach spiritual practices. He was an excellent manifester. He knew how to manipulate energy, right? He healed a man. Like, there's a story where he healed a man with mud. And he says in the Bible that the mud had nothing in it, but I believe that the mud would heal his eyes and the person, because, most people looked at Jesus as an authority figure. They saw evidence that he was doing magical things. So when you see people are being magical, you believe in them. It's the authority thing. So if he's saying the mud is going to help you and you believe him and he believes it, so be it. The man was no longer blind. Throughout the Bible, Jesus says, you are as powerful as me. You create things, and I am Catholic, and you know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to trigger anybody, and I don't want to get into any riffs here about this, but like when I hear organized religions, do things where they're controlling and manipulating the scriptures, right? And actually, me and Adam were just talking about this on a phone call, because I was like, I don't know if I should bring this up. I don't want to trigger people, but we were talking about how when we went to Italy, we went on this Tuscany and Pisa like tour, and we had this amazing tour guide, and he was talking about like the Vatican, and he was talking about how that people were bringing books from like Palestine that were talking about astrology and talking about law of attraction, and then that the Vatican got a hold of this and got rid of it and burned all this work, right? Because what does organized religion say now? Life is hard. The earth is a boot camp. You got to wait to get in heaven. No, heaven's here. They say that God plays favorites. God rewards our suffering and gives brownie points for people who struggle and sacrifice. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. And it's interesting that we had other Italian people talk about this, like how these books are being brought in, talked about, and then the Vatican burned them all. Like, there's so much stuff, guys. Like, I believe Jesus came to teach us spiritual principles. He wanted us to develop them. And then nowhere in the Bible does he say, worship me. He said, follow me. He said, look what's possible. Look what us humans are possible of creating. I'm your brother. You can do this too. Your mind is powerful. We can create anything we want. But then someone wanted to control things and told everybody that let's make Jesus into a statue and turn his birthday into a huge commercial holiday, right? But then they tell us God is love. But if God is love, why are we punishing people? And why are people who are struggling going to be rewarded with heaven and then other people are not? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why are we teaching women that like the story of Eve, that we're holding the sin for women, right? Like, it's like we took something so beautiful and people wanted to control people with it, right? And this is what's happening in the world right now. People are waking up, and some people don't like that people are figuring out how powerful they are with their mind. I have to say that I learned about Corey, and after 30 minutes that I have been on this live, I'm so inspired and encouraged. I love what you think. I'm so grateful to be here. Oh, I'm so happy. I love you. Thank you. And this is how the universe aligns us. So I manifested you, a new person, into my world, and you manifested me. Because every time you guys somewhere in the world are saying things like, I'm looking for someone to expand me. I'm looking for someone to heal me. I'm looking for someone to show me a new way. I'm looking for someone to help me lose weight, whatever. It's like the coach appears, the book appears, the conversation appears. It's like we manifest each other because he makes the money. Yes, right? So, and here's another thing too, is like, there's an amazing book called Witches, or I think it's called Witch. But like, have you guys heard the stories about the witches, Holocaust, like Joan of Arc? Okay, like the stories of witches being burned alive. Like these people weren't witches. These were spiritual women. They were spiritual leaders. They were women who understood what Jesus did, that we can manipulate energy, that we can heal things, that we can use nature to heal ourselves, and that our intentions can heal our body. And the patriarchy didn't like that women had powers and that when we came together, they didn't want us spreading magic. So let's burn them all. Let's separate them all. Let's not let them vote. Let's tell them the story of Eve and tell women and little girls from little young ages that we are holding the sin of the world. Like, what the hell is this? Okay. We took something so beautiful. We would be considered witches, and in that book, it's amazing because they talk about how a lot of us entrepreneurs, for those of us who are coaches and talk a lot about spirituality, that a lot of us, like, we have, like, we hold the witch's wound, and we're scared to talk about this stuff because back in the day when we talked about it, we got burned, and it's like we're carrying those wounds. But it is safe to talk about this, and we should talk about this, because the paradigm that we live in wants you to continue to believe that you are a helpless victim to your circumstances. That if you are born with defective genes, you're stuck. No, you're not. The world, the people controlling things, they don't want us to know that we are powerful. That's why they burned the books. That's why they took Jesus's teaching and kind of twisted things, right? Like me, my amazing client, Katie, the other day, we're talking about, she grew up in a very religious household. We're talking about like a verse that says, keep a narrow mind and it will lead you to the road of salvation. And they twisted and said, keep not a growth mind, keep a narrow mind where don't question things. Don't think about anything. You listen to what we say and you follow this narrow path and it will lead you to salvation. And we're like, but what's behind over here in this veil? I want out of this matrix. Wait a minute. People are doing things over here and healing themselves. No, keep a narrow mind, right? Like, it's like, I want to keep talking about religions. I don't want to trigger anybody, and I'm not here to dispute anything. These are my beliefs, my perspectives. I believe God is everywhere. I believe abundance is everywhere, available for everybody. Okay, so if anything triggers you about this, you can turn it off and come back. You know what I mean? Like, we get to have our opinion and we get to still have these conversations. Yeah, Lisa Lister. Yes, that's who wrote the book. It's called Witches, right? So here's the thing, guys. Like, we get to have whatever the heck we want. We are just as powerful. And we are able to manipulate energy. We're able to heal things with our mind. So I'm going to share some stuff with you guys. I'm going to dive into some science in here, okay? And again, for those of you, you don't have to lift the veil into this whole new world that we're living in here. You can still stay in the old paradigm if you don't like it, okay? So let's talk about some science. So one of my favorite people this is one of the first people I started learning from, actually two, Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Dispenza. I love Dr. Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton. These are doctors, they're physicists. They've had done so much science behind law of attraction. They bring the science to the woo, okay? So I don't know if you guys know the story of Dr. Dispenza, but it's freaking mind-blowing. So Dr. Dispenza, he got in a really bad accident. I think he was hit by a truck. And he was confirmed a paraplegic. He was told he would never be able to walk again. I love you guys. I love Joe too. So he got in a car accident, hit by a truck. He was confirmed he will never be able to walk again. And Dr. Spencer was already into manifesting and all the stuff that we've just been talking about. So he took his personal power. He didn't listen to the doctors and the circumstances, okay? And for 6 weeks in the hospital, he focused all of his intention and practiced mental rehearsal and visualization. And what he did is he visualized and mentally rehearsed his cells recreating his spine. And after 6 weeks, he got out of that hospital, okay, became a multi-millionaire, speaks on stages around the world. His stuff gets sold out in a couple hours. He's changing world. He's helping people heal from stage 4 cancer through meditation, through mental rehearsal, the things we're going to talk about in this masterclass. Like, hello, why are we not putting that on the news? Because the world doesn't want you to know how powerful you are. So Dr. Dispenza, like, mind-blowing. Paraplegic, in 6 weeks, he used his mind, his thoughts, to recreate his spine. Love his story. Documentary called Heal, some similar stories. Yeah, so that's another amazing documentary. If you guys want a deep dive, I will put also in the guide section some books. If you love the science, you want more of this, you want some more logic, I'll put some lists. Heal, incredible documentary, full of science, okay? And these are doctors and physicists talking about this, okay? And you guys have heard about the placebo effect working, right? Like, we have so much scientific evidence that the placebo effect works. It's a thing. We have done hundreds of clinical trials where scientists tell people, I'll take a crystal right now, and they'll tell people, this pill here, okay? They'll tell the control group, this pill here, it is this revolutionary diet pill we have right now. When you take this pill, you will start losing weight. You will start having energy, okay? But this pill is sugar, okay? The scientists know this is sugar, but they're the authority. We're in the white, right? So they're telling people this new revolutionary thing, and they've done so many of these clinical trials, right? And guess what? The people kept taking the sugar pill. They didn't change anything about their diet or their health, and all of a sudden they had more energy and they were losing weight. They didn't know the pill was sugar. But again, it's kind of like the story of Jesus. Jesus was the authority. He started showing people how to manipulate energy, so people started believing him. He's like, this mud is going to heal you. Placebo effect, right? And then the people are like, authority's telling me. All right, he's believing it. Put the mud on. The mud in the Bible didn't have anything. The mud was a placebo effect. The sugar pill is a placebo effect. And this is why, have you guys noticed, for those of you who like go on diets and stuff like that, have you guys ever noticed right before you go on a diet, you feel like you need to go like buy a weight loss program or take a pill or start doing something? It's like we need these circumstantial things to in our mind be like, okay, now that I'm doing this juice cleanse, I'm going to lose weight. But the thing is, a lot of that stuff doesn't even work. It's because you believe that you bought it, that it's going to work, that you start losing weight. It's like we create our own placebo effect, right? So countless of studies about this. This would be awesome. Thank you. Love this topic. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it, right? So be it, right? So be it. And for those of you, by the way, so I have this small masterclass, I created Body Code. It's like $220. I did a couple years ago where I riff for like 2 hours, like healing your body image disorders. I talk about spirituality, but I also talk about like obviously like health and wellness and fitness and stuff like that. But I riff a lot about literally using your mind to create the body of your life. For those of you who bought Body Code because it's a lifetime access module, a program, I'm adding a new module. So anytime you guys buy my lifetime access, anytime there's a new module, you guys get it. There's going to be a new module drop. I'm so freaking excited. We're going to manifest the most sexiest bodies with our mind. And that's all you need to know, okay? And then for those of you who are doing this round of Goddess Code, that's also included as a bonus. So let's get back to this, okay? So we have indisputable manifestation hacks. We have scientists talking about the placebo effect. We have clinical trials. We have people all around the world talking about miracles. We have Dr. Dispenza healing himself. Actually, there's another guy called Greg Brendan who wrote The Divine Matrix, amazing book. He wrote another book, and I think it's The Science Behind Evolution or something like that. Anyways, I'll have a list for you guys. But he also, okay, is a doctor, so he writes a lot about this stuff. He, a couple years ago, I don't know, actually I'm going to make that up, but like his latest book, he talked about that he got a tumor, I think in his pancreas. They found a big tumor, and the doctor says, listen, like this is like serious, it's cancerous, we have to get you in surgery in a couple weeks. And he decided to go home and use his mind to clear it up. So he used mental rehearsal and visualization and visualized that, like, I don't know what he says, but maybe like that the tumor was melting away. Anyways, he goes to his surgery and they do an x-ray and the whole tumor is completely gone in 2 weeks. Like, how is this not on TV? Why are we not talking about this more? Oh yeah, because they want us to keep us in the matrix, right? But like, there's so much evidence about this stuff, guys. So let's talk about mental rehearsal for a second. So how did Dr. Dispenza reconstruct his spine? He did it through mental rehearsal. And what is this? It's literally he went into his mind and rehearsed his cells rebuilding his spine. I do crazy things too, by the way, where I want longer hair. So sometimes I lay around and I'm like visualizing my hair growing. I do all kinds of wild stuff and I swear to God it works like magic, okay? So mental rehearsal, okay? Dr. Spenza kept rehearsing that, and he was visualizing his cells rebuilding his spine, and he was saying how he mentally rehearsed himself walking out of the hospital. For 6 weeks he did this, okay? Like, you can visualize your cells. Like, your cells listen to you. You can heal yourself. You can visualize your cells cleaning things in your body, right? There's another amazing study I should mention too that was done by Harvard where they had 2 groups, right? The control and the variable. And what they did with this group is they put a cast around their arm and their wrist. Like, they immobilized their wrist so they could not move it at all, right? So with the one group, the variable, they told them nothing. They're just like, okay, so you're just getting paid to have this cast on for the next few weeks. I don't remember how long it was, but just for a few weeks, right? They didn't tell them anything. They just said, you're just going to have this cast. You're going to get paid in 6 weeks, a couple $100s, okay? The second group, they told them to continue to flex their wrist. They obviously couldn't do it because the wrist was like it was like, you know what I mean? They actually put them in a cast, right? They couldn't, but they told them to keep visualizing flexing your wrist, okay? So they did mental rehearsal. They kept flexing their wrists. They kept thinking about it for weeks. They took off the cast and they found that the group who just thought about flexing their wrist lost like so less amount of muscle mass compared to the people who had the cast on. People who cast on lost most of their muscle mass. And then the people like lost a tiny bit. They couldn't actually flex their wrists. They kept thinking about it. They have done studies where they have people learn how to play a piano without actually ever touching a piano, but they have them mentally rehearse the keys and the notes. And then they go down and sit down and they can play a piano. Hello, kitty! We'll catch the replay. Love you. Right? So mental rehearsal, mind-body connection, just like Dr. Dispenza used his own mind to reconstruct his spine from being paralyzed to walking. The people with the casts, your cells listen to your thoughts, right? Like your cells, like if you keep telling your cells, they're going to listen to you. Mental rehearsal and visualization are the keys to creating a life that you want. Visualizing, thinking about your future before it happens, and Dr. Dispenza calls this remembering your future, attracts it to you. So visualizing is shown in science, in trials, that law of attraction is real. It's not some woo-woo shenanigans people are making up. It's real. And of course it's real. Pro athletes use mental rehearsal to improve their game. They use visualization to improve their game. Actors, performers, singers, dancers use visualization and mental rehearsal to become better at their craft. So let's stop saying it's woo and start saying this is actually works. Mental rehearsal, visualization, placebo effect. They are proven with so many studies that we can recreate and change things with our thoughts. It's not woo. And one more little geeky thing I want to mention about the piano study is this is something really cool too. So not only did the people that kept visualizing their wrists moving, not only did they not lose muscle mass, what else they did is before they studied, they actually scanned their brains. And for the people, oh no, this is the piano one. For the people that only mentally rehearsed playing the piano and the keys, but they never touched the piano, they mentally rehearsed for an hour a day, I think that's something like that. They measured their brain after 2 months, and they had the exact same amount of new neural pathways as the variable where they were learning to play a physical piano. The exact same. Their brain grew new neural pathways just by thinking about playing the piano and practicing the keys in their head. The same amount of neural pathways as the people who were learning to play physically on the piano. Come on. Mind-blowing. Wow. Sounds crazy, sounds negative, but it's so real. And you guys are going to start practicing this. The control group never touched the piano. And they rehearsed and they rehearsed. And they had the same similar neural connections like the people who actually played physically. That's mind-blowing. So just thinking about something, you doing something, not only is it going to make you into doing it, but it's also going to actually create new neural pathways in your brain. That's wild. Your thoughts can rewire your brain. Because really, every belief system that you have, how the brain works, is when you're a little kid, you see something, you hear something, you think about it, it creates a neural pathway, it creates a belief system, right? So if you see your parents always stressing about money, you think money is stress, it creates a neural pathway. So guess what? Since neuroplasticity proves that our brain is plastic, it continues to grow neural pathways. If you keep reaffirming affirmations and you do hypnosis, it actually works. Hypnosis works. Affirmations work. If you keep doing them, and you do it before bed and right after you wake up, because that's when you're in the subconscious mode, that's when you're in theta state, you will start rewiring and creating new neural pathways. And if you start wiring new neural pathways with the belief systems and the thoughts that you want, the old ones start to die off. Neuroplasticity proves this. But it's funny because the old paradigm years ago would tell you, no, once your brain stops growing after you're 20, and once it's fully developed, you're pretty much screwed and stuck with that. You're stuck with your body, you're stuck with the gene, blah, 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 bunch of bullshit. Not true. Okay? But of course, our thoughts create things. Everything on this planet was created in someone's mind, okay? The device that you're watching this, your phone, your computer that you're watching this live on, it started in someone's mind, right? So the other thing we're going to talk about is visualization. One of my favorite ways, too, about visualization, this is a beautiful hack, so put this into practice, is when you're visualizing yourself doing, being, having, whatever it is that you're desiring to have, don't picture yourself looking old. I want you to, when you visualize yourself doing, being, having the things you want, I want you to visualize yourself looking how you look now. This is how we actually collapse time around it a lot faster. So don't think about yourself getting older, okay? When I visualize myself on a billboard or on stage or on a cover of a magazine, like I picture myself looking like now, okay? You want to see yourself looking how close to it is how you look right now as much as possible, because this is how we collapse time around it fast. Most of us, because we don't believe that things can happen to us quickly, we tend to visualize ourselves in an older state. Don't do that. Visualize yourself the way that you look now. This is like such a powerful hack. And another really powerful visualization hack is doing it through a third-party perspective. So don't just visualize yourself doing it. When you visualize it, let's say you want to be up on stage or on a billboard, like visualize people looking at you. Visualize what it feels like a third party looking at you up on stage. Or you like, like I visualize like, holding like, 7-figure like month balloon or something like that, right? I'll visualize people looking at me doing it, right? When people are looking, it's a third party perspective is so, so powerful. Try this, okay? And, besides all the science and the research, like we have so many big famous people telling us, like actors, singers, performers, people talk about this all the time. Yeah, I visualized myself doing it. Do you remember the story of like Jim Carrey where he wrote himself like $1 million check or something like that, right? And that's exactly what he got when he got his first role, and I think it was Dumb and Dumber, right? Like he talks about manifestation, Oprah talks about it, like Beyonce, like everybody. It's like, it's so wild that like we have these big famous people talking about this. So why are we not doing it? Why are we not doing this? Why? Well, for one thing is that, like I said at the beginning of this masterclass, we don't fully yet believe because we're still really trapped in the old paradigm, The second thing, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow, is like the fear of disappointment, the fears, all our energetic blocks. We're going to talk about emotions and energetics. We'll talk about it next. But one of the biggest reason people are not making this work for them, they're not making visualization work for them, they're not talking about the things I'm doing, is because they don't actually practice it long enough for it to take effect. Okay, yes, love that story, right? So cool, right? Okay. Like people actually, I hear people say this all the time. Yeah, I visualized. Yeah, how long did you do it? Like, I don't know, like a couple times a week for 2 weeks. And then I just stopped. Oh, okay. Wonder why it didn't work. And I'm not saying, by the way, because miracles are possible. That's why I say put miracles, because something could show up on your door. If you're like, universe, I desire unexpected money right now, like thousands of dollars, like just put it out there. Like that can happen for sure. But the reason people are not making this stuff work, the visualization, the mental rehearsal, placebo effect, like, affirming things, gratitude, like, because they're not putting into practice. Repetition is the mother of all skills. If you, like, people are like, I'm just going to visualize for 5 minutes for 2 days, and then they just stop. I'll future pace, which, by the way, I have an amazing video in my group too, in the guide section about future pacing if you want to know that hack too. I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to spend time on that. You guys can go and access that. It's free. It's in my Facebook group. But like people were like, I future pace. And then I gave up after a week. I was so into it. I was doing all my affirmations and cha-cha-cha and chanting. And then after 2 weeks, I stopped. Like, we actually think that this is a lot of work, but really is it a lot of work? Okay, because I feel like hustling 12-hour days is a lot of work opposed to like, let me create a post and then let me visualize and give gratitude for clients and money coming my way. I think that's a lot easier than when people are telling me that like future pacing takes a long time or visualizing. Okay, well, you can go hustle for 12 hours if that's what you decide to do. Thank you for that. It's making all the difference, future pacing. Yeah, future pacing works. That's another hack. It's in my Facebook group, High Performance Coaching Community. In the guide section, you guys will find it there. So like visualizing about thinking about your future before it happens, like that's a lot of work. Like, I don't know, man. Hustling 12 hours a day seems a lot more, and stressing and struggling, right? People say meditation is like hard, and mental rehearsal is hard, and writing affirmations is hard, but like I'm like chasing people, struggling, pushing, hustling, that is more work to me, in my opinion, right? Like breaking the habit of who you are, Dr. Spenza, like manifesting a new reality, it's not hard, but it is different. And yes, it takes a little bit of time, but not compared to how much people are putting it into the hustle and the grind. Yeah, it takes repetition to rewire your thinking. Because again, 95% of who you are has been looping all kinds of crazy thoughts from your childhood that you did not decide, but you just accepted as your truth, right? We are generationally coded. And then we only have, they say 5%. I don't know who comes up with these statistics, but apparently we only have 5% of our consciousness where we actually get to rewire the 95. So yeah, it's going to take some repetition. Magic and miracles, be open to them. It'll happen anytime. But for some things, you have some deeply ingrained belief systems where you have been witnessing that money is hard and struggle for a long time. It's going to take some repetition to be like, no, money gets to be easy. It gets to be effortless. I get to manifest things unexpectedly. Hard is whatever we are not used to. You get to choose your heart 100%. 100%, right? Right? So it's not enough to just do something once. Like a lot of people, they'll read a book and it's like, it was so amazing. Oh my God, 222 comments. Make a wish. I'm calibrating us all to millions and expansion. Okay, let's go. So it's not enough to do something once. Okay, like how do you unwire that, right? So first thing is like you got to catch your limiting beliefs in a moment. But I actually, you know what? I'm gonna riff about something tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about energetic blocks, but I'm gonna talk about how to catch this stuff and rewire it. Just visualize a new picture. So 2 things you can do. You can create yourself a hypnosis. So in the morning, when you wake up, you are in a theta state for at least 10 minutes during the subconscious. So you can plug in a hypnosis where you're literally like saying your mantras and your affirmations and all your new belief systems. You can do that. You can plug it in before. You can even future pace. So go watch that video before bed, because before bed is really powerful to use, because when you sleep, you're in the subconscious, right? So everything that you see, talk about, think about, marinates all night long in your subconscious, right? So you can create a hypnosis, right, with all your affirmations, all your new belief system. But tomorrow I'm going to teach you how to do this consciously, where we're going to capture things in the moment. I'm going to teach you what to do with that, okay? But you can start doing mental rehearsal, visualization. You can create a hypnosis. Like there's a lot of modalities too, okay? But it's not enough to do it once. Like memory and change is created from practicing things over and over again. Let me ask you guys a question. Is it better to read 10 books once or read one incredible book 10 times? See, I read a lot of books. I'm not going to flex for you or anything, but I read a lot of books. But I have found the most benefit from reading certain books over and over and over and over again, so that those thoughts, those beliefs, and those perspectives are the things that I'm subconsciously looping all the time. They are my most frequent thoughts, right? And then what's happening is I start seeing these patterns happen in my life. So I reread books that I love the most, that have helped me the most, over and over and over again. Learning is creating new connections, and memory is retaining them. And we retain memories and we rewire the subconscious by repetition. You need to keep rewiring and repeating things. But again, you can choose the paradigm you want to live in. There's nothing, and I want to say, there's nothing wrong with like wanting a 9-to-5 predictable paycheck, you know what I mean, doing that sort of lifestyle. Nothing wrong with it. Not all of us have these high achieving dreams, right? And you can choose to work hard too, but you can also start doing hypnosis. You can also do mental rehearsal. You can also do visualization and future pacing, and start trusting that this work that you're doing is going to start recreating your like whole reality. You can picture yourself in the third party. You can plant little magical miracles into the quantum field. You can rewire. You can choose your heart, right? Someone just said that, right? We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves happy. I don't know. The amount of work is pretty much the same. Do you have a list of favorite books? Yeah, so Michelle, there is a book list already in the guide section. I'll pop it up at the top of the group, and I'll add some other books for this particular masterclass as well, okay? There's more to this training. There's day 2, and I'm not done yet here, okay? So if you want to be happy, and you want to attract, and you want to have more ease and flow, and you want to attract clients and money and experiences without the force, without the push, without hustling all the time, Your job and your only job is to keep focusing as much as possible on the things that you desire. When you feel good, to visualize and see yourself there having and being doing it, to mentally rehearse when you're really feeling good. Okay? Now I know that this stuff, sometimes like, thank you. Okay, no, okay. Sorry, I thought I saw a comment, right? So here's another way that I'm going to help you guys start to rewire things for you guys. So because it is hard to stay with these practices, right? A lot of people say like, it doesn't work. Yeah, because you're not doing it enough, right? So how do we stay consistent with this stuff? Well, we only have 5% of our consciousness to rewire those old belief systems, right? So what we can do is we can create circumstantial containers to remind us of what to focus on and to start rewiring the old ways of thinking. So what are circumstantial containers? They are the things, they are the anchors, they are the reminders that remind you of your new belief system. So circumstantial containers look like this. We create reminders on our phone. And this could be your new mantras. This could be your new beliefs, affirmations. You put them on your phone that come off 3 times a day and you see them. You remind yourself, okay? This could be reminders to remind you to practice gratitude. They could be quotes that you love that remind you of your power. This could be, circumstantial containers could be things like this. Coming into Masterclass and having conversations like this. Joining programs. Joining coaching containers where the conversations are the norm about this stuff. One of the most powerful circumstantial containers we can put ourselves in is being surrounded by expanders. So people who are having the things we want that show us evidence of what's possible. You see an expander that is similar to you with a similar background, having the things that you thought were impossible to you, automatically it will expand your subconscious to believe in new possibilities. Because again, if we don't believe things are possible for us, we're not going to align, right? So being in conversations like this, joining coaching containers where these conversations are the norm, surrounded by expanders, is one of the most powerful ways to keep yourself in this energy, to start rewiring really quickly. You can have circumstantial containers where you're putting like Post-its and affirmations around your house to remind you of your powers, quotes that remind you. You can create a habit like I did at the beginning of my career when I started getting into stuff, where I create my own hypnosis. You can use literally your little recorder on your phone, or you can download an app called Creation Frequency, I think, and you create like a 5-minute where you're just like saying your affirmations, talking about your desires, like really like saying like your mantras. And then right before bed, you plug in, you listen to yourself, you're going to marinate on that all night long. You plug it in the morning, or you future pace first thing in the morning. That's where your brain will start thinking about the most. You can have a vision board. If you want to do a vision board and have it somewhere where you see it every single day that reminds you of manifestation, you can have your quotes on it, you can have the things that you're desiring to manifest. That is so powerful. You can create your screensaver into a vision board of the things that you want to manifest or the affirmations that you want to remember. We want to keep in this energy. We want to be plugged in. Okay? Repetition is the master of all skills. You do this slowly and slowly, it's going in subconsciously, and then automatically that's what you think about. And the more you think about it, the more you feel about it, the more you keep attracting it. Right? But again, one of the most potent forms of expanding ourselves to believe in this stuff is get around expanders. The people who are doing, having things that you desire. And the more, if they look like you and they have a similar background like you, oh my gosh, the more you're going to expand. And putting yourself in coaching containers too, it's like you're going to be reminded of your power every single day because people are going to be manifesting things and sharing evidence. So I want you guys to share in my group nonstop because you're expanding people. Celebrate. Being surrounded by expanders shows us evidence of what's possible. It reminds us of our power to do the same. Expanders show us new possibilities, the trailblazers. Thank you, right? And we sync up. You be in my energy long enough, you're going to sync up with this energy, right? If at the beginning of my coaching career, right, because I knew I wanted an online business, I wanted to be there for my kids, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I didn't want to have a boss, I wanted to do something creative, right? I never thought it would be possible to make the amount of money that I'm doing working the hours that I do. I never did. The only reason it became possible for me to believe in that and manifest this reality is because I started seeing other women doing the same thing, having similar stories, other single moms like doing things like this. If I didn't see other women not having a website and like having crazy months, manifesting clients, not pushing people, I wouldn't have thought it was possible for me. But because I saw her do it and her do it and he do it and she did it and she did it and she's showing me evidence and she's doing it exactly how I did and she's not working a lot of hours, I'm like, psh, and so be it. Like, so be it, right? And if you're interested in more conversations about this, about next level magic and like emotional intelligence, like Goddess Code is the next program I'm launching, and it's pure life-changing magic where you're in my energy for 4 weeks straight in a live container, next level strategies, calibration, like you are magic. You become so freaking magnetic to a next level. Because you know why I don't ever get scared like sharing everything I know about manifestation? Because this stuff is not that hard if you start putting it in practice. What is really hard is how to navigate the human. Because if you've noticed, we have this human who has these bad days and sad moments and has all this stuff that happens to it, right? The human is the hardest part to navigate. And I create programs to help navigate the human to stay aligned. Because your soul, like you have this legendary version of you, the soul that's like, anything's possible, it already knows. But you have a human who came here to have all these emotions and all these experiences, and it goes up and down in our emotions. Like you'll never have a perfectly happy week. It just won't be possible. So in Goddess Code, I'm going to teach you how to navigate the human so that you're so magically aligned, you never fall off. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some more experiments, and I'm going to actually write these experiments in the guide section because there's probably a few things I might have missed. I'm going to go look over my notes, which I didn't bring, but that's okay. But a big piece of this coming together is going to be also tomorrow. Like, we have to talk about the energetics. We talk about our emotions, and we're going to talk more about how to rewire consciously. I got some amazing tools for you too, but like a big part of us not energetically aligning with what we want, it's our emotions, it's the human, it's our fears, it's our disappointment fears. So we're going to untangle these big energetic blocks that we have. Okay? So I'm going to share another little cool quote. I brought the quote though. Okay? This is a quote by Dr. Bruce Lipton. If you guys want to read an awesome book about, it's called Biology of Belief, which just says everything, but it's so much science about how like your beliefs create everything in your life. He says, harnessing the power of your mind can be more effective than the drugs you have been programmed to believe you need. Okay? This is from the book of Biology of Belief. Like that gives me chills because the world will convince you that you need pills to heal, and actually you can heal it with your mind and nature. Just letting you know, okay? Another amazing quote by Dr. Dispenza, okay? The body doesn't know the difference between an experience and a thought. You can literally change your biology, neurochemistry, chemistry, hormones, and genes simply by having an inner event. You got to start mentally rehearsing the things that you want to happen in your body. You got to start visualizing yourself healthy. You got to take the time to do this. Like, it will change your life. Okay? But first, you're going to sit down and figure out what the heck it is that you want. And you want to start with something small. Okay? You want to see, where do I see myself in 6 months? What do I want to manifest? Then 5 years. And then, like, big legendary dreams, you throw them out into the universe. You got to work on that manifestation muscle. And you only, this is so important, you only do this when you feel good and have high vibe. Okay? That's when you want it, right? Because if you think about it, if you're attracting an experience that you want, you're in a good, happy, high vibe state, right? Like attracts like, right? And then I'll tell you what to do when you're like not having a good day and everything is impending doom, okay? We're going to talk about navigating the human a bit, okay? So this is another thing you're going to do. How much time per day? So start off small. Like when I started, I just did 10 minutes before bed and 10 minutes when I woke up. And then other things that I did is I had those circumstantial containers created for myself. So I joined conversations. I joined coaching programs. I found expanders. I paid attention to them. I think I did like a vision board on my screensaver too of the things that I wanted to manifest. I future paced, right? This doesn't have to be like don't make it hard. You make it easy and fun. But the two most important times that you can do this stuff, like future pacing and mental rehearsing, is like first thing in the morning, because you are in subconscious state for 10 minutes after you wake up. That's that theta state, right? And then right before bed. This is why I say it's so important. Don't be fighting before bed. Don't be scrolling and getting triggered before you go to bed. Don't be watching the news before you go to bed, okay? Like, the things that you want to be marinating before you go to bed are the things that you want to be manifesting. The person you want to become. You want to be thinking about the things you want to manifest. You want to be saying those affirmations and those mantras, okay? So before bed and after bed, like 5 minutes, right? And then, so another amazing study you're going to do, okay? So I'm going to put these in the guides section. Holy crap, we've been almost on here for 2 hours. What is happening? It's okay. This is good. So you're going to give yourself a little, you can do a 72-hour experiment, okay? And I want you to pick, first of all, I want you to start noticing synchronicities in your life, because this is also about the RAS. So you have this thing called the RAS, reticular activating system, in your mind, okay? And once you start focusing on something, you start finding it, right? Have you ever noticed when you bought your car that all of a sudden you see that car everywhere, but you never did before? It's like you bought a blue Jetta, and then all of a sudden you see blue Jettas like everywhere, and you're like, I never noticed before. It's just because you're RAS. You start focusing on things, you start finding them. It's like the puppy. You got to bring it out there. There's the abundance and the truth. You got to remind yourself. So what I want you to do, just so that you can see how powerful this is in your manifestation, is for the next 72 hours, I want you to pick a sign or an angel number, and I want you to start thinking about it. Just visualize it for a second and say that you want to start seeing this. And I want you to start writing down how many times you see it. So I love picking angel numbers because they're easy to find everywhere, but you can say like a blue butterfly. You can say whatever sign you want, and give yourself 72 hours and start writing how many times you see it, right? Angel numbers are easy because like you'll see them on cars, you'll see them on your clock, and so you'll start picking them up. I want you to think about a number. So pick 1, 2, 2, 2. It can be whatever number you want, right? 82. And you're going to write it down. You're going to think about it. And you're going to see, I want to see this everywhere. And you're going to notice, you're going to see it everywhere. And then I want you to write down how many times you see it. This is the quantum field. I cured myself of cancer. Theodora. She's amazing. She's amazing. And if you want to tell people how you did that, share in here. But there's so many stories like this, guys. Like, we're so powerful. So beautiful. So amazing. Most amazing 2 hours ever. Oh, I love you guys. Tomorrow's even going to be better. It's going to get better and better. Okay, anyways, focus. Focus. All right. So the reason I'm going to get you to do this experiment is I just want you to start paying attention to synchronicities. I want you to start paying attention that you have this thing RAS, that once you start focusing on something, you're going to find it everywhere. And you can 100% ask the universe for a sign, for things that you want to make, you want to do. You can ask for like a blue jay, whatever it is, okay? But what I want you to do is I just want you for 72 hours, whatever number you pick, whatever sign you pick, I want you to write how many times you see it. This is the quantum field working for you. It's in effect. It's going to show you it everywhere, okay? Second experiment I want you to do, we did this in a masterclass I did behind the muse. It was amazing. I had a lot of people manifesting free coffees. And this is a beautiful thing to start small. But for this week, for the rest of the week, I want you to write down, I'm so grateful and thankful for free coffees. Or whatever your drink of choice is, like a tea or something like that. But I want you to visualize for a second someone bringing you a free coffee. You can write it down in like the future pace way. I'm so grateful and thankful. Someone gave me a free coffee and a free tea, whatever it is. And just leave it there. And then something you can say once in a while is like, I love receiving free coffees. Give it a week and write down when you manifest receiving a free coffee. We did this in Behind the Muse, this masterclass that I did last year, and we had countless of people talking about how they manifested a coffee. They're like, this is crazy. I'm like, I know. Just be open to receiving a free coffee. Just say, I'm an excellent receiver. It's one of my favorite affirmations. I'm an excellent receiver. I'm open to magic and miracles all the time. Universe, send it to me. If people don't want their stuff, send it to me. Like, these are the conversations I have in my car. Because in your car, you're also in the subconscious, kind of going in a theta state too. Okay. So by the way, if you don't find an expander in real life of someone doing having, you can also look to like movies and TVs, right? So if you're looking for a relationship and you've been, your whole childhood has been around people who did not have good relationships, so you have this feeling of like men are bad or whatever, get around people having incredible relationships, start watching movies about romance, and you will start expanding to believe like the most amazing relationship exists. Okay, and this is another way we can rewire, is finding expanders through TVs, through books. When you watch a TV, by the way, and you're watching TV, you go into a theta state. You're completely in hypnosis. Same thing when you're reading. You're just like, same with in your car. A car is another beautiful place to scream out some affirmations when you're feeling high vibe, okay? And like, yay, put it out there, okay? So another experiment you guys can do too is if you are desiring a trip or an experience, and like, I don't have money for this, but I'm going to manifest a trip or experience, start planning the trip. Start picturing yourself doing the things you want to do, right? If you want to go to Italy or something like that, you can legit even go to a travel agent and start like planning out a trip, and then just trust. And I did this with one of my clients, and she ended up getting a free trip because her mom bought her one as a surprise. And we were like, oh my God, remember we talked about this? Yeah, we co-created, right? So if you desire a trip or an experience, visualize it, start planning it, start seeing yourself doing it. Another amazing thing too is like, you want to have a really luxurious experience, get in alignment with feeling rich. Like an amazing thing you do is just go to like some health store where you are always scared to buy good food, and go and splurge and spend it on some health foods, and then be grateful and visualize yourself like as if you were in Italy having this incredible food. Like you're putting that experience out in the future. You're going to pull that experience in. You know, when we think about manifesting money, and if you're a business owner, that doesn't always have to come from clients and sales. I'm open to receiving money all the time, every day. Like, universe, send it to me. Like, if you're open to just receiving money, like, if someone gives you a discount, that's you manifesting money. If all of a sudden you found a penny, pick it up and say, thank you, universe. That's you receiving money. Like, you could be open to receiving money. Like, someone could just send you an inheritance out of nowhere. Like, be open. Like, it can happen from nowhere. Start feeling rich now. Go and splurge a little bit. I'm not saying put yourself broke, but like, go have a luxurious experience, and close your eyes and visualize yourself being in the destination that you want to be in the future. You're going to pull that reality in, and you're going to be open, and maybe someone can buy it. Still in Love with Eat, Pray, Love book, movie. Yeah, I love that book so much. And I love Julia Roberts. She's freaking incredible too. So I think there's a couple other experiments that I'm going to put, but I'm going to write them out after I go and pee and eat something and drink some water because I'm starting to get pasty a little bit. But then I will be back into the guide section, and I'll post some homework for you guys. But like, celebrate, like, do this, try this. I'll also put the list of books that you guys can go into and read about. Where I'm going to expand a little bit more about this tomorrow, and then we're going to have a really next level conversation, because our biggest things are our fears, the energetic blocks that we have that are really preventing us, like our fear of disappointment. And then how do you navigate the human, like, when shit goes crazy? Because sometimes you will find, whenever you start doing the like deep subconscious work and you start trying to manifest, like, sometimes you manifest things and sometimes you get a shit show, and it's like, this is where we're cleaning things out. So how do you navigate that and still stay in alignment? We're going to talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be magical. Thank you, everyone who came here today. I love you. I'm so excited. Tomorrow will be day 2. We'll have it at the exact same time at 111. So when you hop on live at 111, you better close your eyes and make a wish and put it out there, because why not? You're amazing. I love you guys. I love you. And if you feel, whether you want to be in this tuition draw or not, if you feel like someone could use to listen to this, share, tag. And also, like, if you know people who are not on Facebook and they don't like it or whatever, I do have a YouTube channel I started a couple months ago. So we're going to upload this. I think my team will do it probably after this live is done. We're going to upload it to my YouTube channel as well. If you click the link tree in my bio, you'll find everything you need to know there, like programs, YouTube, free resources. And if you're not in the high performance coaching community, I'm also going to tag that at the bottom of here. And in the guide section, there's a lot of other trainings there that you want to binge on if you're new to my world. But I love you. I'm so excited. Thank you for geeking out. Thank you for your time. Like, I am so grateful that you guys gave me your time today. Like, I know time is such a valuable resource, so I'm grateful. Thank you for your love, support. Thank you for everybody sharing and tagging. You are incredible. I cannot wait for tomorrow. So I'm going to go do some stuff now and replenish my soul, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put some stuff in the guide section for you guys so you can have some things to try, to read, And then you guys can also watch the future pace, okay? All right, I'm done talking. I'm like pasty. Probably have one of those white lines now, like on my lips. Anyways, probably stop talking because it's going to be on YouTube later, but it's all good. Okay, I love you, beautiful souls. I will see you tomorrow. And if you can't catch the replay, don't you worry. It's all going to be in the guide section so you can binge on it later, okay? All right, guys, I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.